Welcome to the first video of geometry. This video is for Thursday, September 4th, and it's Introduction to Geometry Vocab. We're going to start off with an undefined term. An undefined term is a term that is described but does not have a formal definition. So some words in English that we usually think of that would be undefined could be like the word the or am. We don't really have a definition for the. So there's three undefined terms of geometry, and we're about to go over them. The three undefined terms of geometry are point, line, and plane. So we will be using these three terms to define all other terms in geometry. We're starting off with point, which is a dot on a coordinate plane, and it has no length or width. So here on the example, we can see we have a dot labeled A, and if we were to label this, we could say point A or just general capital A. A line is a series of points that extends in two directions without end. This has length but no width. So for example, we can see we have a line here that has arrows pointing in both ways. We can call it line AB because of the 2 points that are along that line. We could do AB with a line on top, or we can call it line T. Typically the letter would be italicized or looks a little bit more like cursive. And we have a plane, which is a two-dimensional or 2D space containing points and lines without end. So it has length and width. And here we can see a plane, and it is plane M. We see that top left italicized M, or we could call it plane CDF. A plane could be named by the italicized letter or by three non-collinear points, meaning that they are not on the same line. We will talk more about collinear and non-collinear in one moment. So collinear means that they are on the same line, as co, the prefix, means together, and the suffix linear means line. So up here in the example that we use for a plane, since D and C are on the same line, they are collinear. But if we look at D and F, they are not on the same line, so they are not collinear. So when we want to name a plane, we can either use the italicized letter or using three non-collinear points. All right, so we can see there it has to be three non-collinear points. Next, we have a ray, or a series of points with a starting point extending infinitely in one direction. So here we have GH. It starts at a point and extends past H. We can write that as GH with a little ray on top. In this case, order does matter. The starting point is first, and then the point it extends past, or H, is second. And the last one we're going to go over today is a line segment, which is a series of points between two endpoints. So for example, we have the line segment JK. It does not extend past either point, and we would use a line segment on top of the letters, either JK or KJ, to represent that. I apologize, there's one more, and it's an angle, which is formed by two rays that begin at a common endpoint called the vertex. So in this case, point B is the vertex, and we can name the angle by using the three different points, angle ABC or angle CBA. So either we go CBA or ABC. Most importantly, though, is that the point B is in the middle because that is where the two rays share their common endpoint. Now, the last thing I would like you guys to do is you do this example that asks you to label all the different ways that you can for this line, including the points, line segments, rays, and lines. For each one, there's 3 points, 6 line segments, 6 rays, and 7 lines, different ways to name it, so go ahead and pause the video. And here are the answers to each of them. So we can have point WEN. We do not have to have the dot there, but you can. And then each different version of line segment, rays, and lines. Most importantly, don't forget that we can call it line T for the italicized version. Now, because the line extends both ways, we can essentially use any two combinations for each of these. But remember, line segment EN is only from E to N. It does not include the rest of it. So just keep that in mind. That's the end of this video.